Welcome to the Mentally Stronger podcast, the podcast where with every episode, we're learning practical ways to let go of stress and struggles, grow our mental strength, and live a happier, healthier, more meaningful life. I'm your host, Millie O'Brien, co-founder of mindfulness.com and creator of the Deep Resilience Method. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Let's dive in to today's episode. Today, I'm going to share a really wonderful tool that is going to be a source of support and strength through your darkest moments, your toughest moments. Now, this is a tool that has gotten me through many of my own over the last few years. I have had, over the last 7 years, some really, really tricky, painful times, including an illness and deaths and divorces. And this tool has been my go-to. So I'm really hoping that me sharing this today with you is a real source of support and strength when you find yourself in those really, really difficult times. And we all have them, right? We all have moments of pain and distress when the demands of our lives stretch us to our absolute limits. When we feel grief, when we feel heartbreak or hopelessness or overwhelm, when these kinds of really big, painful moments happen, our knee-jerk response in those moments when we are really holding these really big emotions is a response that only drags us actually deeper into distress. And it's like drowning in quicksand. We already have this big emotion. And what we do is we tend to struggle against the discomfort we feel. Maybe we shut down, maybe we isolate, maybe we lash out. Other times the feelings totally consume us and we just sink into the quicksand of like self-criticism or negative self-talk or just hopelessness. Sometimes we cycle through all of those different modes in self-perpetuating negative kind of habit loops of avoidance and struggle and self-criticism and lashing out, right? We just kind of get stuck in a loop that fuels greater stress and actually puts our mental and physical health at risk as well. But it doesn't have to be this way. Rather than shutting down or getting locked in a battle with ourselves when we're hurting, self-compassion can engage our innate emotional intelligence through the two wings of kind of self-kindness and mindful awareness. So through her research, psychologist Kristen Neff has shown that when we practice self-compassion, our body's threat response is down-regulated. So we experience, if we practice self-compassion in hard times, the release of oxytocin and endorphins, which reduce our stress and increase feelings of safety and soothing. Now, once we're in this more calm physiological and mental state, we're able to kind of stabilize. So we become less emotionally reactive. We can make more skillful choices. We're more clear-headed. So we can take steps to support ourselves through hard times. Research also suggests that people who cultivate self-compassion during difficult times have greater resilience, cope with stressful events better, they bounce back faster, and they experience greater life satisfaction over the long term. They also experience less anxiety and depression. So it's important to remember in your darkest moments, this is when you need acceptance, kindness, and gentleness towards yourself the most. So here's a practice to guide you through your darkest times with compassion and mindfulness and gentleness. It was created by Dr. Kristen Neff and it's called the SelfCompassion Break. So I want to just walk you through these steps in the form of kind of a mini meditation. So you can kind of give it a try here. But I'm also going to offer a free guided meditation of this practice that you can access. It's going to be in the show notes and then you can use it anytime you need it. So you can go back, when you are having a hard time, and you can be guided through the steps. So if it's possible for you right now, you might like to kind of settle into your seat and close your eyes, but you can also do this with eyes open. We're just bringing a situation to mind in your life right now that is challenging or painful or causing you a bit of distress. And tune into your body now and see if you can locate where you feel the physical sensations of the emotion in your body. And step 1 of the self-compassion break is to bring a mindful acceptance to what is happening. So to do this, you can begin by simply saying to yourself mentally or out loud, this is a moment of suffering. So it's just acknowledging how it is. Or you can even just say to yourself, ouch, or this hurts. Right? So acknowledging the pain. And step 2 is about realizing our common humanity and normalizing the experience of having difficult feelings, because difficult feelings are a part of life. Everyone has them sometimes. So there's no need for us to feel so alone in our experience of pain, or no need to feel guilty or ashamed of what is a normal part of being human. So step 2, realizing common humanity. In this step, you say to yourself, either out loud or mentally, suffering is a part of life. I'm not alone in this. Taking a moment to do that. Suffering is a part of life. I'm not alone. And step 3 is about offering yourself compassion and soothing. This is a difficult moment, so here we bring kindness to ourselves in the midst of our pain. So in step 3, you might like to say to yourself, may I be kind to myself in this moment. And you might like to place a hand over your heart or on your body as a gesture of self-compassion, if that feels okay for you. And there is an optional 4th step. If it feels right, you might like to ask yourself what you need right now, or what action you might take that would feel nourishing and helpful for you. An action step perhaps such as, taking a warm bath, calling a friend for support, meditating, or, going for a walk in nature. So if you feel called to right now, maybe just asking yourself, what could I do right now to support myself through this difficult time? So these are the 3 steps of the self-compassion break. Step 1, acceptance. Right? This is a moment of suffering. Step 2 is realizing common humanity. Suffering is a part of life. I'm not alone in this. And step 3, offering yourself compassion. May I be kind to myself in this moment. And you can repeat these steps, saying the phrases as many times as you need to, so that they can really be felt more deeply by you. And you can really make it your own. You can use your own words. And the main thing is to accept, realize you're not alone in your pain, and to offer yourself kindness. So in your darkest hour and in your moments of pain, see if you can remember to give yourself the gift of self-compassion, because by doing so, you can find connection, softness, and soothing when you're hurting, bringing kindness to yourself when you need it the most. So for the week ahead, your mental strength practice, I invite you to try this really supportive practice anytime any difficult moment arises. It might be a large one, it might be a small one. And just remember that you can look at these steps in the blog post, which will be linked in the show notes, and you can also find the free meditation there. So may this practice be a source of support and strength for you when you need it the most. It certainly has been, as I said, for me. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you on the next episode. Until then, take care and stay strong. If you know someone who you think might benefit from listening to this episode, share it with them. Sharing it could really help them to feel better and improve the quality of their life. And if you found this episode helpful, remember to subscribe to the podcast so that you can receive more tips on growing your mental strength, and you can keep practicing along with us every week. If you are wanting more support in becoming mentally stronger, come over to my website and take a look at all the coaching and training options that I have there for you. And I also have a bunch of free resources, including a 5-day mental strength challenge that you can begin right away to kickstart your mental strength, improve your mental well-being, as well as your happiness and resilience. You can find all the links for this in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and stay strong.